Your Miami Heat will be back in action tomorrow. They are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, Leroy. So they will be in the sight of the NFL draft. Maybe Goran Dragić will go up and hug Roger Goodell. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But, so this is actually, it's funny too. This is the first time they've had a couple days off in a little bit. So you get a nice little bit of rest. They get a practice in today, which is all great. But yesterday, all right, I'll actually give you a shout out. Dade South sent me a clip on Twitter, and it was a story, a video clip from Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq was on the All the Smoke podcast hosted by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, which is a really good podcast. Those guys do a great job. And they what the best thing is they get really great interviews. I mean, just really great interviews. And they had Shaquille O'Neal on yesterday. Matt Barnes and Shaquille O'Neal were teammates with the Phoenix Suns after the Shaq stop after the Miami Heat. And Shaq is telling this story, Leroy, about when he was in Phoenix and a time where he had to teach a rookie lesson to one Goran Dragić. Now, when I saw Dade South sent me this, I thought it was going to be the infamous story with Goran, because there is a famous Shaq Goran story where Shaq was getting into DJing and he had this fancy keyboard type of thing that was really heavy. Mm-hmm. And one of Goran's rookie responsibilities was he had to carry it wherever he went on the road. And that the story goes, the thing didn't work. Like Shaq just made him carry it all over the place, but he never heard Shaquille O'Neal play it. So he had to carry this keyboard around for an entire season. So I was like, okay, I thought that's what the story. No, Shaq is claiming there's another Goran Dragić story. And here it is.
You had a way of keeping the locker room energy light. And I think that's so important because you can't always be like sometimes you have to laugh and joke around, and you were the king at that. And where did that come from?
It's just, being a leader all those years, you got to keep people together. One thing I like about him, if you do something in front of him, he ain't going to say nothing. So one day we in the locker room, what's his name, Goran Dragić? Mm-hmm. Goran Dragić keep talking. I'm like, yo, man, shut up. He just keep talking.
With the young Goran.
So I get behind him, put him in one of them UFC things.
Yeah.
He falls to the ground. It's me and Matt in there. Matt take his Gatorade and walk out. They ask what happened, man. I didn't see nothing.
That's it, bro. What you mean? No. He didn't look good. He put Goran to sleep, dog.
Look, I told him, I said, hey, man, we got a game. Stop talking. Oh, you're not going to do nothing, you old. I said, all right.
Quick, too. I was like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve came in like, what happened, man? Like, I don't know what happened. But ever since then, I had his respect. But it was always my job as a leader to keep everybody
loose.
So, Leroy, sweet Goran Dragić, he's claiming he made Goran. He's claiming he made Goran Dragić made him go to sleep.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Look, how can I put this? I don't care who you are, right? They still grown ass men. Now you can come at me like one of the only time I almost got into a serious fight in the locker room, and I'll tell you the story. We had played a game and we came in on Monday, and I'm one of those guys that look. You do what you got to do on Sunday. Don't complain about what you did on Monday. Because if you cared that much, you would have did something on Sunday. You would have did something the previous week. But ain't nothing you can do about it now. So keep it moving. So I'm in there, I'm being me or whatever. And Johnny is like, bam, John Randall. Mm-hmm. He's like, bam, he wears it on his sleeve. He's mad. Right? And so he was like, that's why we lost. Because everybody too loose goosey in here. Why don't you shut up, Leroy? I said, no, we lost because y'all couldn't stop nobody on defense.
Oh.
Like, let's not, so we squared up. And so I just grabbed one of them little chairs. And I just told him, like, look, I may get my butt beat, but we gonna go at this.
Money's worth.
Yeah, like look, one of the things about fighting is that you can't be afraid to lose. And if you're afraid to lose, then you ain't ready to fight. You got to really put yourself out there. So, it wasn't like John Randall's one of my favorite players of all time for this reason. He's always consistently been him. I can handle that. If that's how you are and that's who you are, then be that. It ain't for show. It ain't for the cameras. It ain't to look good on the team. Dude had that type of energy all the time. So I never had a problem with John Randall. I tell you stories about practice, how hard it was to practice against him. Because we wasn't practicing for the other team. We had to deal with John Randall and Hall of Fame John Randall every day.
Man.
But
all right.
for Shaq, to another grown man,
Well,
think about this. What if me and Robbie got into it and I put him to sleep in the middle of Intercom or in the middle of Odyssey, Miami? Right?
I mean, it'd be
How
crazy.
would that look?
That'd be crazy.
Or what if Joe got mad and he put Hollywood to sleep? But it's Joe, right?
Joe got away with it. He has a station named after him.
Oh, okay, but he can't put nobody to sleep.
Well, okay. Well, there's another twist to the story. So Goran gets wind of this. Obviously, it's going a little, getting some spread on Twitter.
Right.
And Goran says, Shaq, that wasn't me. Not all Balkan guys look the same. He goes, Shaq, come on. Not all Balkan guys look alike. Matt Barnes, you might have been smoking. I wasn't even on the team yet. You guys are talking about Goran Dragić. And Gogi posts a picture, and they had the same number.
Oh my goodness! So
Shaq had the wrong guy. And then Leroy,
was there a comeback? Was there a comeback?
Not from Shaq. Matt Barnes did say something. Matt Barnes said, Matt Barnes says, I definitely was big blowing, but you were on the 2009 Suns team. But Goran said, you guys have it a year early. This happened in 2008. I wasn't even with you guys yet.
Right. Oh my god.
Which, I mean, look, it makes more sense because I can't imagine Goran Dragić being so lippy as a rookie.
Right.
He's not even like that now.
He's not even like that now. Right. Exactly. But wow. I mean, maybe part of the reason why he is like that because he heard his old boy got choked out. Right? I'm like, I know if I hear a guy choking fools out on the team, I'm gonna be a little hesitant. I mean, that's not keeping it jovial, Shaq. That's not keeping it light. You in there choking people out?
Shaq does do some MMA training. So if Shaq legitimately knows what he's doing, especially to people who don't know what they're doing, that has to be so scary. With those big ass arms going around your neck.
Well, no, keep in mind, and look, let's be clear. That wasn't prime Shaq. That was closer to Butterbean Shaq. So he had some size on him.
Oh,
right?
Man.
He was big.
And rookie and if it was a rookie Gogi,
tiny. So wait, so now we got to get to the bottom of this.
I know. Well, I think we did. I think Goran
he didn't say it wasn't him. Nobody ever said it wasn't Gogi. Like, we know now that Gogi said that, we're like, wow, this is crazy. You can't tell a story you choking somebody out and it's the wrong guy. Right? Because
he said even in the clip, though, remember when Shaq said,
he didn't know his name.
He goes, who was it? Was it Goran? I mean, he's told stories about Goran Dragić before, which makes me think that, all right, it definitely feels like he does have the wrong guy. And I just can't imagine Goran Dragić mouthing off to Shaq.
Right.
I can't imagine it.
Does Shaq know they fight bears over there? And work out on boxes? Now, if you take future stories between Shaq and Gogi, can you believe any of them?
I don't know. Well, he's confirmed the keyboard story before. This one is just surprising. One, because he's Goran. Like, you think Goran, could you imagine that? Goran, first of all, this is Goran fresh from Slovenia, by the way. All right. Goran fresh from Slovenia, rookie, coming in, and he's going to talk and mouth off to Shaquille O'Neal. It just doesn't sound right. Because I looked it up. I think Goran Dragić was think he was like in the middle of he was older, like he was in the middle of his career. So I could see a little bit. He's 43 years old right now. So this was 13 years ago. So he's in his 30s. It makes a little bit more sense. He's in the middle of his career. I could see a veteran maybe, getting into it with Shaq. It's happened before. Alonzo Mourning and his amazing sense of humor got into it with Shaq.
You think Shaq is ever going to come out and say, I got the wrong guy?
He has to. They're definitely going to talk about this on Inside the NBA.
They said between him and Mitchell, he's taking the L this summer.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I motivated Donovan Mitchell.
Like if I was Donovan Mitchell, I would be so because guess what? If you turn that on Shaq and you say, Shaq, who in your career motivated you like this? Shaq would say nobody, right?
I don't know.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, this just seems like you sitting on that platform and you throwing this stuff out there and you're excluding yourself from anybody being able to do this to you because you're just so self-motivated.
Stun Steve goes, all Eastern European intangibles look the same. What was his name? Matt. Matt's like, and Matt Barnes did respond to this too. In the interest of fairness, Matt Barnes, he tweeted to Goran, I definitely was big blowing smoke, but you were on the 2009 Suns team. But I would say that this looks like it happened in the 08 Suns team, and I don't know. Goran is heavily denying this, and I side with Goran. I can't see a scenario. Now look, if you do YouTube, Leroy, Goran Dragić fights. Goran has gotten into a lot of scuffles. He has gotten into a lot of scuffles. I just can't picture a rookie Goran Dragić going at Shaq. That seems like a stretch to me. And it feels like Gogi, if this story was true, he'd laugh at it. Crazy.